Hi guys, my name is Barry and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Terrifier from 2016. So there's going to be spoilers in this review, guys. So if you haven't seen the film, if you're preparing for the Terrifier films, then don't watch this video. However, if you don't mind spoilers or if you've seen the film, then continue watching. This one, I have to assume that they had a bigger budget than All Hallows Eve. And the good thing is they're only focusing on one character this time, Art the Clown from the Terrifier segment from All Hallows Eve, and they also bring back a couple of characters, or a couple of actors I should say, from the All Hallows Eve, which I kind of commended Damien Leone for. If you don't know who I'm talking about, the babysitter from All Hallows Eve is in the start of this movie as the TV journalist or the interviewer with the red hair at the beginning. But one newcomer and one standout newcomer in this film was David Howard Thornton as Art the Clown. There's not much of a coherent story. The story is coherent enough to understand what's going on, but it wasn't coherent enough for us to be invested in a story. But more about that as we go through this review. We get a vague backstory of a survivor from Art the Clown. We don't know her name yet, but she's doing an interview with the girl from All Hallows Eve, and she's saying how she survived Art the Clown, and then she goes nuts and she ends up killing this TV presenter at the beginning. We then go into the main story with characters called Tara and Dawn, who are just coming home, I believe, from a Halloween party, and Art the Clown focuses on these two characters to stalk and kill. Tara also has a scary resemblance to a young Neve Campbell. None of the story matched up. None of the story made any sense. However, I was still on for the ride because Art the Clown throughout this film was absolutely crazy. He was batshit, he was nuts, and the kills in this one were absolutely brutal again. I was actually shocked that Tara died because I seen her as a final girl, and I think that's how they wanted it to play out. I expected Dawn to die, of course, and my god, did she die and then some. But after Tara died, I didn't expect their friend Victoria to then become the final girl. Victoria didn't really participate in this film until midway through. But going back to that Dawn kill, holy shit, guys. I watched it again for this review and I literally had to look away because it looks so realistic. It's so inventive, of course, and a lot of people love Terrifier because of the brutality. They love Terrifier because of this specific kill. There's some people who hate the film only because of this kill as well. It was quite controversial, but I think I'm leaning on the side of loving the kill rather than hating the kill. After the introduction to Victoria, I actually liked her character. I didn't think I was going to like her because she felt like she was just thrown in there. But when she was introduced after Tara and Dawn were killed, I thought it was a good cat and mouse chase, and it reminded me of the cat and mouse chase from All Hallows Eve. The end of the film was quite quick because we quickly find out that Art the Clown isn't just a human being. He's more than that. He's supernatural because he blows his own brains out and he ends up still being alive at the end. But then we also find out that the girl at the beginning of the film with the disfigured face is Victoria. So the beginning of the movie was set after the ending of the film, and that was a nice twist. It's a twist that didn't need to be in there, but it was a nice twist at the end of the day because we then find out that not anyone, but that person who specifically survived the attack from Art the Clown has become a little bit nuts herself. If I have to compare it to All Hallows Eve, it was overall a better looking film than All Hallows Eve. When it comes to the acting, I think the acting was on par with All Hallows Eve. However, I do believe that the characters Dawn and Tara were a massive step up from All Hallows Eve. I think the kills were much more brutal and realistic than All Hallows Eve, and I didn't think that would be possible because for a film like All Hallows Eve that was a micro-budget movie, it was very visceral and realistic. But then I watched Terrifier, I'm like, I can't believe they managed to top what they'd done in All Hallows Eve, and if they do a Terrifier 2, surely they won't be able to top what we saw in Terrifier 1. I think my only gripe with Terrifier, and it was the same as when I first watched it, was the story. The story wasn't coherent enough for me to be able to be invested in the story. I think the twist with Victoria was quite cool, and I would like to see more of her in the future and find out why she's became nuts and what she's going to do next. But apart from that, it was just a basic story of a guy dressed as a clown, going about killing people. And for the most part, that's all I really needed to see. And looking back on the film, yeah, I think that if you get into the film for a story, you're not going to get what you're looking for. But if you go into the film just looking for blood, guts, and gore, and a character that could become iconic in the future, I believe Terrifier is for you. So what are your thoughts on the first Terrifier movie, guys? Do you think it was a good idea to bring Art the Clown into his own films? And do you think that sometimes the story is more important than the killer themselves? Leave your comments down below, guys. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you soon.
Meeting adjourned.
I'll be right back.
What are you waiting for, huh?
Coming to get you, Barbara.
Ever play Skin the Cat?
Someone's in the back!